All right. I think I managed to go live one more time successfully. Every time I actually go live in VR, I feel it's a miracle by itself. Hey, hello everyone. Thank you for joining today for episode number 24 of the NMS Wonders Show. If you are joining for the first time, then let me welcome you to joining us today and telling you a little bit about the show. This is a show about touring different No Man's Sky experiences in virtual reality and interviewing, hopefully, the base builder while we are doing the tour. I'm just, getting distracted by this massive freighter that just, appeared in my field of view here. We have been going live every Sunday, and we just recently moved to it's gonna be every Saturday for the previous 23 weeks. I still getting hard acknowledging that I have done this for 23 weeks. And, my secret, well, what I always say is that I'm doing this show to tour the bases, but in reality, I have my own passion here. I'm just, taking advantage of this to enjoy every week 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, having some personal experience in VR, where I'm just seeing something I haven't seen before. This is priceless, and I'm gonna talk about it a little bit today in the show. But let me just welcome my guest for today. And my guest for today, pretty much everyone in the No Man's Sky community know her. So we have Nerozii from Nerozii Gaming, one of the most kind people I have ever met in my life, but also a very genius and creative builder, and also a content creator with a lot of talents and skills. So today we're going to tour 3 of her bases and talk about her journey in No Man's Sky.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, and content creation. Additional to Nerozii, I'm going to have Kim joining us via voice, and also through the chat as a co-host, contributing to the conversation and taking questions from all of the lovely folks who hopefully are going to join us live. If you don't join us live and you're watching this later, I'm still going to thank you for taking your time to watch us. And that's it. I'm trying to shorten this introduction. So Nerozii, thank you for joining me today. How are you doing?
Of course. Yeah, I'm doing well. Thank you. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing
Sky
great.
There may be a trouble. I'm not seeing the show live.
Oh, it's not showing live?
Not for me.
On
I
YouTube?
see it live on mine.
Maybe we can ask them. Nerozii, do you see it or no?
I
do. I see it live.
Okay, great. Something's wrong with mine.
Maybe you need to refresh. Yeah, Kim, you need to refresh. Because unfortunately, to be honest, if anything happens wrong, I don't know how to fix it. I just know how to turn it on.
Okay, so Lear says everything's rolling. So go.
All right. So, Nerozii, looks like you're getting some new skills, because as soon as I ask you a question, you ask me back. So looks like it's going to be an interesting conversation today. I can already see your maturity growing up. So let's start. So where are you first? Where are you hiding?
I am sitting in a little corner on the side of the build because I don't want to accidentally bump your character and push it off, because that tends to happen a lot on this build. So I will kind of guide you through it, but I don't want to necessarily follow you around through the whole thing because it's really close quarters. And it will likely throw you off the side.
So I'm sure pretty much everyone know about the palace in the sky. I'm just taking some view to it. I can't wait to go and put my hand on my head and a lot of different pieces in it. But before we start, tell us a little bit, Nerozii, about what's your plan for your channel and what have been doing lately and stuff like that. A little bit, don't do this. Give us some information. People need to hear you talking with your new mic.
Oh yeah, so I did have to get a new mic because I was having a lot of audio issues with the mic cutting out, and you can definitely hear it in the most recent streams that I've done, and it was driving me nuts, and I'm sure it was driving other people nuts. So new mic, and hopefully it sounds great. I'm really excited that that's finally like sorted, and I can get back to talking to people regularly on stream without the hassle of, you know, technology issues. So that is great. As for the channel, you know, I started doing this for fun, and I'm going to continue doing this for fun because, you know, once it becomes anything other than that, it's just, you know, it's not the same. So building for people and answering questions and being able to do this just in a way that helps people is honestly really nice, and people have been really open to it, and so I'm loving it, and I'm going to continue to do it as long as people are enjoying it. And yeah, I've been playing some other games recently, and I actually just got back from vacation as well, which was a very nice, needed little break from No Man's Sky and everything like that. But I'm ready to get back and start talking to people, and yeah. So now I'm here.
Perfect. I'm having, I think, some tracking issue. I didn't maybe set up my lights probably. So if I lose tracking again, I maybe pause for a minute to turn off my lights. But look at this view. Yeah. Thank you, Nerozii, for the introduction. I think I personally joined, you know, a couple of your streams when I was able to, you know, stay late, and I enjoyed you know, watching you building and sharing and, you know, teaching with everyone. It's very nice. Hopefully back soon. Okay, so how can I enter? Should I yeah, you told me I have to jet back, correct? Okay, let's hope I don't fall.
Yes, so it's initially a parkour course. You got to make it to the porch.
Wow.
And then from there, yeah, it's straight. Actually, you know what? I'll walk you around the first floor because that'll make it hopefully a little bit easier on you.
Flowers. Look at these flowers, correct? I mean, in virtual reality, I was having a chat with Kim, and let me just check on Kim. Kim, are you back? Okay, are everything fine with you now, or still?
Yes, I had to completely get out of YouTube and get back in, but I'm good.
All right. And do we need to welcome folks on the chat? Everything is good. Do you have folks joining us?
Yeah, we've got Joy and Solir and Maxie and Zabs. Who else we got? I think that's all so far.
I think that's everyone in chat so far.
Nice. Thank you for joining. I know Zab's taking care of her, you know, babysitting some folks today. So we're gonna miss Zaps, but thank you everyone. Solir, thank you for joining, buddy. Everyone, thank you for joining us today. What I was discussing before this chat, you know, before we start the stream with Kim, is that when you are playing, you know, in reality, we humans have 5 senses, correct? So we have you know, smelling, we have viewing, vision, hearing, you know, feeling with our, you know, tongue or tasting, as you call it, and then we have touching, correct? Virtual reality used to have 1 or 2 of these senses, but in reality, our human brain only needs 3 to make us visualize reality around us. So you know, our brain mostly focus on what we see, so the vision play a big role. Hearing also play a second biggest role, and then touching. These 3 senses are what our brain use to let us feel and enjoy the reality that we are around, correct? And most of the drugs play on these 3 specific senses in our brain and make you feel that you are somewhere else. Virtual reality used to work only on vision and hearing, but now with the new controls like the PSVR 2 Sense controller, it can also simulate touching, because when you hold or touch something, it will vibrate, and you try to, you know, break something or move your hand, it will give you different kind of feedbacks. It's not exactly as touching. You also have finger detection, like but it's not working in No Man's Sky. So there are a lot of interesting stuff here, and your brain, depending on how how you manage the imagination part in your brain. You can actually feel that you're here. Right now, I am sitting in my room, but right now, as soon as I don't have any tracking issues, I am actually walking in a very, very nice, beautiful garden that's in the sky, correct? I can see the dinosaurs down there, the moon, the rivers, the landscape, which is massive with rings. But I also see these beautiful flowers and the natural wood with all these levels of details. I mean, it's just the combination between all this greenness makes my heart very warm, especially that I live in Dubai, if you don't know, and in Dubai we are surrounded by sand everywhere we go. So seeing green stuff is something I always appreciate. Seeing blue stuff is something I even appreciate more. So yeah, sorry for all of this shit chatting, but it was just a very nice place to start, Nerozii.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm glad you're enjoying the planet. It was kind of just a fluke accident that we found this planet. Actually, I did this base. It was a personal project, but I also did it for Distant World Tours. And so whenever I was looking for a planet, Slacks was nice enough to help me sort of scout out a planet and find something that I thought I could use. And I was like, yeah, I'm looking for this, that, and the other thing. And he was like, well, I mean, it may have been like 30 minutes of searching. He was like, hey, I come across this. How's this? And it was this planet. And I was like, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much perfect. So it just happened to work out. And it's one of my favorite planets that I've come across. So
it's a beautiful,
really, really pleased.
beautiful planet, especially with very colorful dinosaurs down there. I'm going to try and get down and take a close look to them. Hopefully I will not be kicked down here, but they have very colorful, I think purple, red. I think dinos are one of the best, favorite fans. Finding planets with dinos are always cool. And I didn't see any storm or anything so far. It looks like it's a very cool planet. So should I enter? I see some interesting stuff around here. And did you mention distant? This was for the Distant World Tour?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. This was the very first, I guess, season. I don't know the exact word, tour. And so it was me and a couple of others.
Jay Slack and Tess have actually, talked a lot about you. They were saying, when they were doing the first Grand Tour, they had a lot of issues with people, helping them in the start. Everyone wanted to be in the last phase. And you just went for the first one all by yourself and done these things that blown everyone away. On saying the Distant World Tour, Kim, there is a new phase in the tour just went live, the Bonfire Phase 3, correct? Is that correct?
Yeah, the bonfire's running now.
Yeah. So the bonfire is there. I had some plans with Tess to, hopefully, I completely forgot about this, but hopefully you will be able to do some special touring for the Distant World Tour bonfire as soon as I can find, a way to work this around.
Hey, in the chat, we've got Abaya and ER Burris joined us.
Apaya and ERP, you guys, thank you for joining. Apaya, your girlfriend let you join us. I feel so happy, man. I mean, I'm starting to get jealous of your girlfriend. He used to have way more pictures on Twitter. I think looks like vacation and school is over. School is over, but not too much time to play. And ER, thank you, buddy, for joining. Guys, ER done some massive lost civilization bases. Hopefully I am gonna also try to tour some of them soon, and if you haven't checked them, Kim, please, if you can put the links to your channel, they are wonderful. So Nerozii, let's go, let's start. I love this idea. I mean, it's a very creative way for showing a small water pool, but I haven't seen it. Again, always creative, Nerozii, always creative. You were so close, I got scared for a moment.
I honestly just needed a nice small place to nestle a teleporter, and I was like, oh, I'll just make a little spot for it here in the entry. And honestly, a lot of people walk past it, and then they're like, oh, that's the teleporter. So, yeah, I'm really glad you noticed.
No, that's the beauty of virtual reality. Everything feel so real and feel so close, and closeness also is something very important, because if we are in real life, I'm not gonna come very close like this, correct? I mean, people will feel offended, but here when I get close, I actually feel closer. I see this robot on your back, and feel really, really close to you. But I'm gonna get back so you are not uncomfortable. Okay, let's go.
So first story, there's just a little seating area to your right, and then there's this little bedroom here, straight ahead with the flag in front of it. The towers are going to be a little bit close quarters, so I'll get to that later.
All right, just give me a chance, Nerozii. You said you have all the time today, correct? Give me a chance to take a look.
As much time as you need.
To the windows, correct? There are actual windows. And I really wish one day I'm able to actually interact with other, parts from the bases. How great it would be if I just click on this and the window open. But look at the glass. Look at these guys. Look at the level of detail and how everything is placed. Probably the alignment on the table. There's just. I think the unique thing about your bases, Nerozii, is simple but very beautiful, and everything just plays as close to natural as people can imagine. I mean, this is a window that I can see in a real house with how. See, take a look how very close alignment everything is around here. It's just good work, to be honest, and nothing is flickering.
Thanks.
Nothing is just placed by chance. Everything is planned. 1 2 3 1 2 3. Everything is planned. So
I told you very briefly. I didn't want to get into it too much because we weren't live or anything. But most of the time when I'm doing bases, especially bases of this scale and bases that I care about, I do concept art for them. And so this is one of those bases, but it helps a lot with planning rooms out and planning situations out and making themes for builds. And so that does help a lot with lining things up and making it look cohesive.
You are just throwing this away simply. I just do concept art and then I put the base on the concept art. No one does this. No one can do this, Nerozii. You know that, correct? I mean, it's very, very hard to build a base, as far as I know, in No Man's Sky from concept art. I mean, most of the people that I talk to find this very, very challenging. So, but I think you are originally very good with drawing, because I've seen a lot of your drawing, and this maybe helped you. But I think the process of drawing something and then opening the build menu and building it, it's unique to you, Nerozii.
Yeah, well, it helps to know what I know I can create with something, right? So if I'm drawing something, I'm not going to draw something outlandish that I know I can't make with No Man's Sky based parts. So that does help. It does limit me quite a lot, but it also does help. So yeah, it's kind of a give and take situation.
We had Max join the chat.
Max, are you done with the first day?
I am. I'm back.
Thank you. Now I feel much more comfortable. No, so even so, I had Kim, correct? Having both Kim and Max makes me just taking back seat and relax, because when you spend too much time doing stuff with your friends, you start forming this bond, and I'm sure Nerozii, you face the same things. This bond, when it's not completed, you feel something is missing. I felt a little piece of my heart was not with me today. Thank you for joining, Max. How was the first day, man?
Oh, birthday was good. Yeah, saw some family I hadn't seen. Well, not technically family, but yeah, it had been upwards of 25 years for some of them. So yeah, it was nice to get a pulse check on a couple of the regions. So yeah, it was great. Everyone's got kids, and just like, I brought my daughter, and just like, they hadn't seen me since I was like, a teenager. It's a big evolution, but I'm glad I could, get here and make it for the bases, because yes, you picked 3 good ones, Nerozii. 3 good ones. As opposed to those crappy ones you make like all the time.
Yeah.
Just kidding. They're always fantastic.
All of them.
Yeah, we had to avoid those.
The concept art thing is a good point, because I think I've talked to you about it before too, because that's something that would help like ground your sort of focus, because I find a lot of the times when you're walking around building, you're like, ooh, this will look pretty, and then you just destroy it. You're just like, that's not what I thought I was going to be.
And then you're like 3 hours into a reload, and you're like, oh, I didn't want to do that.
yeah. It always turns out, though. It's great.
Max,
Are you on the ship right now? Nomad?
We're at Palace in the Sky.
take
okay, excellent.
take a breather, man. Get some coffee. We are gonna stay
I
here
got one.
for so long. I think way than I expected, because
I'll see you at Luna.
yeah. Even thought I thought maybe we'll finish in 30 minutes. I think somehow the magical feeling that this basis of Nerozii is just very close to real life. It's make it much more easier for me to feel immersive, and I'm just trying to think how come in my home or anywhere I never have above my bedroom something like this, correct? I mean, how come no one sells something
Nice
like
little
this
shop.
in real life? Correct. It looks so cool. It should be very easy to to have wake up in the morning and see something like this above my bedroom. But the way that the whole room is organized, and for the folks who are gonna get married soon, and they are trying to plan their own houses or just moving out, and they are trying to organize furniture in their house, correct? Where they could put the cupboard, how big is the bed, compared to the table. It's chic Nerozii build, guys, because it's decoration guides, correct? You can actually have a table beside your bed. You read here. I think it's missing a lamp, but I found the lamp up here. Probably will have a plug, somewhere here, so I can just turn off the lights and then everything will go out. You can put your clothes here. You have your cupboards a little bit here. This is a tiny, small room, but somehow, like IKEA, Nerozii is able to put pretty much everything a person can need, in his bedroom. Great job, Nerozii. I'm gonna say great job a lot to you, so you don't need to say, always
Yeah, no
thank
worries.
you. Yeah, but you got bored and sat here, correct? Okay, let's move. Where should we go
I
next?
No, I just I
Hey,
want
Neha,
to stay
we've
out of
had
your way
Enra
'cause
join us.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, we've had Enra join us.
Hey, Enra, thank you for
Hey,
stopping by,
Enra.
buddy. Enra, man, I actually,
Early morning energy.
yeah, no, I really want to go soon with Enra. I still remember playing in Enra Beard in the World Show, and I still get Enra showing in my nightmares. I rarely dream or have any kind of nightmares, but I remember his face all the time because it was a very hard experience on me. And he just came and helped me. Where I think doing a tour for a city that was under invasion by aliens, and he just showed from nowhere. Guys, if you by any chance not joining Enra streams every day, it's just so much fun. Sometimes Zaps and Krusty will join him live, and you can just lose yourself and do whatever you like in these streams. Thank you for stopping, Enra. Okay, Nerozii, I've been talking a lot, so I'm gonna shut up for a little bit and give you a chance to tell us more about this. I'm usually I'm very quiet, but I'm just enjoying for some reasons that I don't know a lot from what
Oh, I
I'm
love
seeing
it.
today.
Go on. Yeah, it's awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I was gonna say a little bit ago, most of the spaces in this build are 1x1 rooms, so I am gonna sit down whenever you walk into a room, just because I don't want to like push you around and sit in the way because it's really small spaces.
I was just joking. I know. It's very tiny, but unfortunately, sorry, actually, fortunately, what the best thing ever that Halo Games done, I think for me lately, is reducing the multiplayer collision. So now people just don't push everything else. But is how
I like the shuffleboard.
Yeah.
You didn't like the shuffleboard? That was fun. You'd sit down, you could kick each other around like pucks. It was a mini game waiting to happen. Yeah, it got stolen before it could become real. It's just fun things that exploits that. Anyway, it's I remember someone got pushed off of a bar counter not too long ago, and Travis was just howling. He's like, "Look at him go!" I was like, "I don't know what's happening, but it's great."
Yeah. See, everything have good and bad, correct? Sometimes pushing people is fine, but sometimes not as much fun. Max, the Festival of Lights, is the event over or still not yet finished?
Oh, it's still
No,
going.
it's still going.
There's quite a few people have made their way there and
It's
added their
spectacular.
joy, which is there's lots of good stuff. I was going to make the rounds last night, but I fell asleep rather early, so I'm hoping to get a good visit in on all the partially completed stuff. Yeah, looking to always appreciate the efforts by people.
What's coming next for Chimera Corp? How things is going there?
Well, so far, just that's mainly been our kind of float about event, and the Index is going to be kicking off an event for August, which we're all looking forward to. I'd tell you what it is, but that would ruin the surprise. Then there's, as the year goes on, we kind of like to coordinate sort of between, just because we like everybody, as many people showing up to one thing as we can, because it's nice when everybody hosts their own thing, great, but it's been, it's summertime, right? So it's everybody's on vacation. Rosie just had one, and it's something that we have to kind of factor into. If I'm sitting there, I'm like, why is nobody doing anything? I have to remember, oh right, they're humans. They do. It's like
Take time. Take time to plan.
I just feel like, why is nobody doing stuff with us? I'm like, it's fine. It's okay. You can take it with a grain of sugar every time.
Yep. I will say I can give a little hint about what the Index is doing for August.
Tell us.
And
so excited.
all I will say is that be prepared to see some underwater bases.
Yeah. I love underwater bases. So thank you for sharing. One thing I want to mention here is that really interesting is if you guys take a look to this cover art that's being done by No Man's Sky. I think it reminds me a lot with a very active Twitter account, the 70s. Max, you remember you guided me to this Twitter account. It boasts a lot of nice concept arts from the 70s and 80s.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
so some really good concept art, or art that was going to be used for book covers, but then just sort of tucked away, and really good old Dune stuff. And
Dune 2 is really coming soon, so hopefully, I'm so excited to see it myself. I still didn't finish the book. But what I wanted to say is that, guys, if you didn't follow Max on Twitter, or Nerozii also on Twitter, Nerozii posts amazing concept arts and a lot of updates about what's going on with Nerozii Gaming, and also what's going on with the Index. He's main communicator there, so follow them. Max will also starting to put some very nice photos around there, and he also retweets a lot of these 70s and 80s concept arts. I really love them because it's very interesting what people thought sci-fi and how humans will look like in 2023. They done this 50 years ago, and pretty much we're still the same, but it's good that these people were very creative. Nerozii, which way we go through? Where are you?
There's
now?
a ladder behind you. I know it's not obvious. This is one of those.
I was coming here. and I just was not sure if this is the correct place to go into or no.
Yeah, we can go
Oh,
with that one first.
nice.
That works.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
that's
you go, I'll follow.
that's where we can, usually sit and drink some tea. Oh, I almost fell down.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so nice.
Yeah. There's the
I would
amount
love
of
more food placed items. Sorry, now tea is just my brain exploded. So like, yes, like more like I wish the food could be like put on the tables, like the cakes, because there's so many kinds of like food that you could make in the game. Like, wouldn't it be great if you could just be like, here's some stew? You could just like snap glitch a stew in front of you on the table, like, and like a little drink to go with it. Like, oh, that would just be delicious. But
It will be a
one
good
day,
idea if someone try and put some consumable food here, and but yeah, we cannot visualize them. It will be good if you can visualize them. Imagine I come here and then someone have put down here on the table some food and I can just eat them. But for me, actually, my biggest request is to allow me to sit down. Because standing in VR is very painful. I just want to be able to sit down from time to time. Look at this.
So you can't sit down at all in VR then?
I cannot sit down in No Man's Sky. Yes, they don't allow us to sit down. For some
That's
reason,
unfortunate.
they believe we should be good standing up all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not. It's
Strong
not.
legs.
Nerozii, what? This is crazy, correct? My mind, my head is turning around just taking a look to this.
How did you get such an exact curve on these, Nerozii?
Wow.
You'd be surprised to know that I free placed them all. So
Yeah, I figured you did, but I mean, it's hard to, that's a lot of placing it and taking it out and placing it. Huh.
I used walls as like a guide point. And then from there, once I had one, it wasn't so bad because once you have like the walls and then the tarps that go over them, you can use like the same piece and you just
Right.
R1 to copy and bring it over. So yeah, once I had the one done, it was a lot easier. I did end up redoing it like probably 10 plus times. So
Yeah, they look really good though. I mean,
Thank you.
wow. Love it.
Look at this. Somehow, it has the mix of sci-fi, but in the same time, the construction materials, the woods, the stones, the natural flower, just providing a very unique mix that I haven't seen yet anywhere, not even in movies. So this is what I was speaking about, the different experiences that I'm enjoying here. Kim, Max, guys, any questions from anyone in the chat? Anyone we need to welcome? Any comments from anyone? All is good?
Mo joined in and Krusty's here. And Solir says he likes the lanterns.
So
thank you.
Thank you, joining Krusty. Joe, our Joe, there are many Joes now, and I'm starting to, to lose track.
Joe J.
Hey,
No, this is
Joe
Mo,
J.
M-O-8.
Yeah. Joe J is, I'm gonna actually have an episode dedicated for him soon. I'm not sure when. Nerozii, I lost you again. You need to take my hand slowly, Nerozii, because I can.
Yep.
I can
I
stand
forget
in
that
front
you
of a
had it.
poster
That's a
and
great
look
planner,
to
by
it
the
for
way.
an hour.
The resize
the
supply
2 towers
pipes.
that you-
All right.
where did you go?
I'm
Hi,
here,
actually-
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Hi. Let's go back up this one for a sec.
Okay, I
And
was
then if
here.
you turn around,
Ah.
yeah, if you turn around, there's a ladder on the wall behind you.
Oh wait, no, I haven't come here
to know
before.
about the stairs.
I haven't come here before.
They're just rotated like 90-degree stairs. So instead of snapping them to the floor, you'd snap them to the wall, which works out well because it's just I use floors for walls most of the time anyway. So yeah, they're just the steeper version.
Yeah, I love doing that too because you can squeeze them into such smaller spaces.
Did I lose you again? Yeah.
No. I
He's
haven't come to
enjoying
this
the
room
nip-nip.
before. I'm coming.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
I am coming. I am up here now. Wow. Can I use this telescope? No, it's blocked. But look at this freighter, massive. The massive freighters that just spawn very close to me in VR always excite me a lot. and this planet is full of of writers. It's very interesting. So this is a small cannon, or is this is a telescope?
It's a telescope pointing at the moon in the distance.
Let me see.
And I did not build the telescope. I asked my really good friend Julius 3D to come and build a telescope, because that's one thing that he really enjoys to build as micro builds in this game. And I was like, if I can have one of your telescopes in my build, it'll be complete. And so he did, and I was extremely grateful. So he built that, and it turned out really, really well. And he had stick drift at the time, so for a controller with stick drift, it's pretty straight.
Oof, yeah.
Really
It's
impressed.
good stuff. He's done some really good ones. The one they did at his house in the tree house was just, it was exquisite. I was just standing there looking at it like, yep, that's a telescope. It looks fantastic.
And that's the first one that he
How
did as well.
great if they allow me to actually have a hole in here. I mean, if they allow us to use actual telescope in No Man's Sky, imagine, guys, that we can zoom in and see the planets there. How come this is missing from the game? I mean, it would be a wonderful experience. Just a piece that we can...
Certainly would be.
Yeah, because we can zoom in from here. I can actually hold this in my hand, and I'll be able to see this moon there. I mean, take a small shot to it. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be hard, because when we log in the game, the whole systems are all visualized, correct? So if they can make something like this, I'm gonna stay way more here. I mean, because right now, unfortunately, I have a hobby. I didn't share out about it, that I actually like to. I have a small telescope that I can see all the solar system with, and now I can only use it very few months in the year here, because the humidity in Dubai is very hot. If they can allow me to try this in No Man's Sky in virtual reality, wow, it's just gonna be wow. I see a lot of focus, Nerozii, about seating areas for people to just relax and sit together. It's very interesting how you care about people being relaxed and having a place to sit. And it's not one or two or three. I think I counted already 4.
Yeah, there's a lot of seating areas. I wanted it to be really cozy, and I also wanted it to be kind of community centered, like as if this were maybe a townhome style of some kind, and several people, families, whatever, live here. And you'll see that more as we go upstairs, because this is still
Should I go up?
first level.
Should I go up or should I go down?
Down the ladder, and then you'll be back on the first story, and then I'll take you up to the second story.
All right.
This is definitely the most confusing base I've ever built.
Confusing? What the hell are you talking about? It's wonderful. No, the reason I'm just very slow is because, and it's going to always be very hard, for people watching versus people actually playing in VR to explain the difference, correct? But when you're actually in the game, I mean, or when you're actually inside virtual reality, I'm coming here for the first time ever. Imagine you are going to a hotel for the first time in your vacation. You or a new place, you may would like to, and you may never come there again soon. Then you usually try to look closer to every single part. Now if you're going on vacation, you just throw your bag and go to the sea. But if you're going to, let's say, a time capsule going to the past or to the future, you're spending only 2 hours in a place, and then you're not going to be able to come again. You will just try to enjoy every single place, because this is like historical places. So this is how it's for me in VR. It may look a little bit boring if you're just watching this, on stream. So I apologize to you guys if you're getting bored, but I'm trying to, enjoy the experience to the max that I can, because it's just so relaxing and beautiful around here. I wish I can bring you in. I'm trying to translate what I feel all the time, but
Yeah.
that's the idea.
Yeah, I love that. And if there's ever anything that you're like, what is happening here, just feel free to ask. I'm happy to explain stuff. I know some of it looks kind of crazy.
Oh, that's the kitchen.
And a lot of it's really close quarters. So
This is someone was washing the dishes and then they gave up. No one likes washing the dishes. Some food.
no one likes washing.
Please give me food and at least let my character eat the food. How cool will this
Love
be?
the oven hood.
Thank you.
I'm sure you guys know that Nerozii also cooks as a hobby in real life. So if you don't know about this, anything interesting going on with cooking in Nerozii?
Not at the moment, actually. No, I did just finish a wedding cake recently, so I guess that's kind of exciting. But
Nice.
yeah, I not since I got back from vacation or anything. It's just been kind of getting reacclimated to life.
Look at this.
Reality shows back up.
Yeah.
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 Next, he wants to know a little bit more about your stair construction because they don't look like normal stairs. They look like handmade custom stairs.
I did. Did he ask again? Because I did.
No.
I
think
did
so.
mention it. Okay.
Oh. Well, if you already explained yourself, then it's okay. I can see the little half walls, or they look like the little
Yeah,
short
it
half
like
walls.
snaps to the walls. It's super convenient. The
Nice.
first time I did that by accident was in the witch's den, which was just like a little Halloween hut that I put together.
Yes, similar stairs. Yes, it had the one going straight up, and then the next one to the little nook area.
Yep. I liked it so much I used it all the time. I use it for every build now because it's so much more compact and I tend to use floors for walls anyway. So it's much easier.
They are unfortunately harder for me to climb, but they are very unique.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Now, one thing I wanted to mention here is, and I'm starting slowly, I'm trying too hard to understand why I'm so impressed, correct? So, you see, this window here is open, correct? This is, you done this on purpose, Nerozii?
Of course.
Yeah, so the
Let the
point here
breeze in.
is,
This is great.
yeah,
It's a
so
kitchen. You don't want it to get too hot.
yeah, this is the fascinating thing about Nerozii build is that she make it real, like actual place, actual people. The level of detail, this level of details, leaving the window open because we are in the kitchen. You have this stuff to take the heat from the cooker. You have a place to put your vegetables and actual vegetables. Everything is very close to real life, and that's why my mind is able to absorb this way much easier than anything else. These decals you place by yourself, Nerozii, or it's part of the furniture itself?
No, the posters. I actually got that idea originally from Max. So shout out to Max. The posters and the little shelves. He did that.
Yeah, that was the first redesigned freighter. I missed that base. I deleted that base by accident when I bought a new freighter. I was like, no. I was like, it was a rebuild moment. But I like that entrance. So I should redo another one. That was fun.
And that's
But
the fridge.
I've used that ever since. Legendary. Great idea. 10 out of 10.
All right, let's move on. I
One more
keep
staircase,
enjoying
and then
that
we're
we
there.
have different books everywhere, and every book have some decays that somehow have the theme of the room. So, do you like reading, Nerozii?
I do like to read. I don't read as much as I'd like to anymore.
What are you reading
but,
right now?
yeah. I'm not reading anything right now. But
What is the last thing
did-
interesting that you have read?
I read A Brave New World about maybe a few months ago now. But yeah, I just finished that, and it was really, really interesting.
Is that a novel?
I'm sorry?
Is it a novel? A novel?
Yeah, it's fiction.
Classic.
Yeah, classic. It's like on the U.S. banned books list, et cetera, et cetera.
You read it, Kim? Kim also reads a lot. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I have read it. It was a long time ago. Don't remember much at this point.
Oh my
Delta stopped by to say hi, drop a like, and say what up.
Hey, Delta. How's it
Hey,
going?
He says can't
Delta.
wait to watch the playback.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice.
Thank you for stopping by, Delta. I
Shout out
actually,
Delta of the One. I like that.
yeah. I actually didn't knew that Delta have an actual, identical twin brother, and I joined his stream, I think, a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, do I have a problem with my eye? Is this a trick? Because they look exactly the same, and I was like, something is strange, and for my good luck, Delta explained what are the chances, correct? So they are both love No Man's Sky, they are both great, players. So again, Delta, one of the very nice people I met. It's very, people hear a lot of stuff, rumors about the No Man's Sky community on YouTube, but in reality, guys, it's very, very supportive. I have massive support from all the content creators of No Man's Sky, even people who never knew me before. So if you are trying to start a YouTube channel, trust me, No Man's Sky can be your way to go. Do it now. Nerozii, where should we go next?
So this is actually the top room. So if you've seen all the sites and you're happy with it, we can move on to the Nomad whenever you're ready. Just let me know when I'll go there.
I'm just trying to understand something here. We have
Yeah.
seatings on the ground, correct? And this massive shisha. Is this shisha?
Yeah.
You know shisha? Because this is close to Arab seating, correct? And or
There's
Turkish
always time
seating.
for tea, right?
Yeah. But shisha is something that you actually smoke when you are laying down, and some people will also add
Now, to
extra
get the
stuff.
tubes from the shisha, you would probably need a mod to resize the cylinders and then free place some kind of the sentinel tentacles from the Matrix. You might be able to get something like close, but yeah, you'd need a PC mod for that.
You could probably use wires. It may not look correct, but like you could resize
yeah.
wires down. It
That might work. Or like the supply pipes, that would be an exercise in pain. But yes, we're here for the racks, right? We're all
I'm
about
not-
pain.
it's not beyond me. It is something that I would probably do. So
Yeah. There you go. Now that you've heard it. Now that looks good.
Yeah.
Just the
what was
paneling
that?
everywhere. It's just so clean. Just like it's just It's,
I don't want to leave this place. I'm gonna, it's just, it's
well, you
just,
can take residence.
yeah,
There's
it's
open
just so magical. I mean, how natural wood and gardens and real life designs fitting in with sci-fi elements, fitting in being in the sky, and then you look down and you see everything here. The thought process, for producing something like this. Now it's not as, how do you say, flashy. There is not too much lights and stuff like that, but it's just so natural, and I loved this.
Unfortunately, this base was built. I had a lot more detail done to the outside of it, and then I went to go do the interior of it, expecting to still have like roughly 500 parts to work with. And I finished the very first room, decorating it. Got like 3 parts placed in the hallway, and I hit build limit. So I had to go around and delete a lot of exterior pieces to make this base like a full base.
Look at this. Look at this, Nerozii. You have the actual tube probably coming from the kitchen all the way up, correct? Until with the smoke coming out of it. Come on, you gotta be kidding me.
that.
You gotta be kidding me. I need to see. I can't believe
oh, you
this.
even have a vent cap on the top.
I do.
Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go. That's
Yeah.
great. That's a nice touch.
Is
Just
it
so
a-
the squirrels can't get in, little fuckers.
Yeah, if we're
They always make their way in somehow.
birds, maybe,
Yeah,
was
it's
great.
actually coming from the kitchen. It's actually coming from the
Yeah.
kitchen.
Joe J wants
I like
to know
that
what the
you
rent
used
is
the
on this
mushroom
place.
and the.
What's the rent? Donations are always welcome.
Yeah.
I like
All
the
right.
glowing window with the mushroom too. That's a nice touch.
All right.
Just the glow. Just it works well with mud huts too. Like I built that tiny little mud hut on a recent structure, and I was like, that's too small to put stuff in. And I stuck one of the little fungus, and it was like glow. And I'm like, yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Perfect. And the window, and it's got the curtains too. Yes.
The only things that really get close to this from the builds I have seen, and I'm very, very slow in touring builds, is I think the Steam Traveler, also done by Kim Sparkle Rain, which also have magnificent amount of details. Max, Kim, what do you guys think about this? What do you think about this?
Really good. Fantastic.
Fantastic. The chimney is one of my favorite parts. And then the room upstairs with the trellis and the flowers, just beautiful. And I love it how it's not, it's like a completely different take on sci-fi. Like it's not all metal and, stuff you think, okay, guys are going to love this, this is just a completely different sort of thing. And I love it.
It's like if Miyazaki and No Man's Sky made a baby.
Yeah, exactly.
It has that whimsical feel.
Not sci-fi. It's very hard in this game, but yeah, I prefer like the really natural wooden sort of medieval style stuff. So that's what I try to build most of the time, and it's very challenging in a game where everything is metal.
It is,
yes, very much so.
All right.
So it looks like a research station or like a abandoned castle somewhere. It's like one or the other.
Let's go to the Nomad. Any questions, Kim and Max, from anyone on the chat before we leave the palace in the sky? Anyone want to see anything, guys? Are we good?
I see Dashboard Devil really quick saying hey in chat. Hey, Dashboard.
Hey to everyone.
Who?
Dashboard Devil and Lord.
Oh, Dashboard Devil. Yeah. Dashboard Devil, I shared his numbers with him, correct? I don't really track viewers and review and watch time and stuff like this because they are always anyway not that big massive. For some reason, Dashboard Devil episode, doubled, watch time for any other episode I have done. I still don't know. I mean, why is that? I think every single episode that I have done have blown me away one way or another, but Dashboard Level have his own magic. It's just it's very interesting for me. I mean, yeah, I think I'm just lucky to be able to go and tour all of these bases in virtual reality. But Dashboard Level, guys, if you haven't seen what he's doing, and unfortunately he stopped posting on Twitter, but he's on Reddit. You really have to go and see some of his crazy build. I still remember the scorpion on the volcano. I mean, I need to take a little bit of break before I can tour any of his bases again. But Dashboard Devil is magnificent, and we can just call him Dash. He's fine without saying the devil every time. Thank you for stopping by, Didi. Okay, Nerozii, let me know when I can rejoin and...
yeah, I'm here.
Already there?
Here,
oh my god. I need to move fast a little bit. Anything interesting you done on your vacation, Nerozii?
I'm sorry?
Anything interesting you done on your vacation?
Oh, yes and no. It was a lot of hiking, which is something that I thoroughly enjoy doing.
Hiking?
So... yes and no. I got to see a lot of nature, which made me very happy.
Interesting.
But nothing like crazy exciting. We went on some really good hikes and saw some really great things. I was in Oregon, so really, really nice, lovely state.
Oh, what a place to hike! Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it was amazing. We hiked the coast a bit, and then we went inland and hiked some waterfalls and stuff like that. Amazing. It was super fun.
Hiking, yeah, this is one thing that I have never done in my life, unfortunately. Any of you hike, Kim or Max, in real life?
I have done it. It's been quite a while. Yeah, it's been. I live in Toronto, so I'm sort of surrounded by car. If I need to I would love to be able to get north of, but there's not really any sort of good, decent, like, I guess, mountains really near me. But I'm sure there are. I just would have to, like, look them up. But it's been a while. I've been to BC, but it's been like 20 years. Had some good times out there mountain biking, but
How is that? It
it's
looks
been a
so
while.
stunning. It's on the list.
BC,
Of,
it's really good. We were in Banff for a couple of weeks
Oh.
in Calgary and did the full sort of crawl. And I think I went out there once. My mom was shooting a movie, and that was like a good, like almost 30 years now. But the one time I went there when I was like somewhat younger was sort of went out to Victoria and sort of did the Vancouver Island thing and Vancouver itself, and I bought a shark and tried to eat it and wasn't allowed to take it home, which is depressing, but things you do with $20 when you're 12. Right here, take $20 and go have fun. And I came back with a shark. Sort of weird child. Like, we can't do anything with that. Bring it back. And he was so mad that I brought it back. He was like, no. I was like, okay. Anyway, it was one of those dilemma moments. So I was like, well, I can't give it back. And he was like, okay, I guess we'll eat it. So we ate it, and it was disgusting. And never again. Don't eat sharks.
Or
Sharks, just let them eat stuff. Don't eat them.
childhood memory. Who thought, correct? I mean, I still can't believe I am now considered a grown-up man, correct? I mean, I think our generation, correct, who started playing video games very young and then, kept playing until now, it's kind of a different, unique generation. But these childhood memories are just wonderful. And I made it for the Nomad. I had some frame rate drops. So I had this massive freighter summoning very close to me, and these fright summons spawning close to me when I'm flying in the sky vibrate the headset in a lot of different places, and it just makes makes a very wonderful feeling every time. And now look at this, it loaded, Nerozii. Looks like we have
it looks like it loaded really well for you.
Starting to
right
load,
off, which is surprising.
Yeah. Looks like we have a good
Ooh,
luck.
a lightning storm too.
Yar.
As you back off, the sails will disappear because the rendering on those has always just been a little bit terrible. But
Yeah. This is great
Unfortunately.
placement, Nerozii, against the backdrop here with the rings and the night sky, and gorgeous.
Really
Love
good.
it.
this was actually the first build that I did in this game. I've since kind of redone it. I redid the wings and I redid the sails whenever those sort of happened. But yeah, this is the first thing that I put up. And it's undergone some renovations, but I'm super happy with it. So it's got major nostalgia for me. It's always nice when I get
Did
to
you
take
just
people
say
here
this
to
was the first thing you built?
Yeah.
This was your first build. I still have my first build, which is pretty much a square room.
Ban you or something.
It's a square room, and then 3 years later I made it
funny.
2 square rooms, correct? But I think I have seen Thunder here, and I saw that there is a problem with the game not showing Thunder in VR. But I am pretty sure I have seen Thunder. I'm not sure if you guys was able to see it on the stream, because last episode I was watching, we were with Nirvana, and we were waiting for Thunder, but it didn't come. And speaking about entering the builders community with a bang, Nerozii, correct? First build, you are doing this. This is gonna take 2 hours for me to just see what is all this. Correct? I actually love I actually love ships. I mean, I think pretty much